Tell you how long that will last coming up in a few minutes. But first, let's get back to Megan with a check on the roads.
Kelly, good morning. As I mentioned, quiet this morning, so no big traffic incidents to worry about. Looking live right now at the 408. This is at Mills Avenue. No delays eastbound or westbound if you're traveling in this area this morning. There is that one crash, though, in Claremont that I wanted to show you. This is if you're traveling just off of US 27. Pinion Drive at Roper Boulevard. You can see those delays here building on the map. FHP says there is a partial roadblock in this area, but it is in more of a residential community. But still wanted to mention it. If you are traveling that way this morning, keep in mind there are going to be some delays moving through here. Our chopper should just be getting up right now. We'll bring you those live pictures in a few minutes.
The roads.
Kelly, good morning. I'm keeping my eye on a new crash this morning in Winter Garden along State Road 429. This is impacting those northbound travelers at the interchange to Florida's Turnpike. So a big interchange here. You can see the backups already building in this area and those flashing lights. The crash itself is on the exit ramp to the Turnpike. So if you aren't getting off on Florida's Turnpike, you're not going to come across those delays. Our chopper is still heading to that scene. We'll give you a better look at the backups coming up in a few minutes. I-4 still quiet to start our Tuesday, looking like a really pretty sunrise on tap for our day today. No major delays right now if you're traveling close to Colonial Drive, heading towards the Kia Center. Heaviest traffic there is traveling westbound, but still this morning our travel times are looking good. In Seminole County, I-4 from Lake Mary Boulevard to Princeton Street, we're at 13 minutes westbound and eastbound.
Let's get over to Megan to check on the roads.
Kelly, good morning. I'm tracking some delays this morning. If you're heading out the door in Winter Garden, this is along the State Road 429 northbound off ramp to Florida's Turnpike. You can see here the crash. This is a live picture from our chopper. It was blocking that lane there on the off ramp, but looks like crews do have it now off onto that shoulder. Still creating some delays though in this area. Do want to give you a look at that FDOT camera. So if you are exiting State Road 429, getting onto the Turnpike, a big interchange there. You can see the backups building in this area. I will be continuing to monitor those delays, and we'll look at some of those travel times coming up in a few minutes.
Mississippi Avenue.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Jason. The city's Public Works Department has done a 5th Street corridor study looking at potential changes to intersections, drainage, and safety features. They came up with a few recommendations, including implementing what they're calling traffic circles at the intersections of Georgia, Tennessee, Wisconsin, and Ohio, converting the two-way stops at Florida and Dakota to four-way stops, adding elevated crosswalks at those two intersections, and replacing old school zone signs to flashing ones. The study found that the proposed changes could cut existing travel times in those areas from 9.5 minutes to about 5.5 minutes. Neighbors did tell us off camera, though, that they do have some concerns about the project impacting their property lines, and they also are worried that first responders might not be able to get through.
And low 80s. All right, it is 6:50. Let's get over to Megan with a check on the roads.
Kelly, good morning. It is a good time to head out the door if you're getting ready for that Tuesday morning drive. I was keeping my eye on the crash in Winter Garden here along State Road 429 at the off-ramp to Florida's Turnpike, but looking at our FDOT camera here, you can see that has cleared out. So good news there, not tracking any more delays if you're moving through that area, and just a fantastic sunrise to start off our Tuesday. A lot different than what we saw yesterday morning. Those roads nice and dry for your Tuesday morning commute. This is a live look in downtown Orlando. If you're traveling eastbound up towards Princeton Street, no delays. Westbound, that traffic does get heavier once you get closer to those attractions. And you can see that in those travel times, especially on the eastbound side, I-4 from Champions Gate to downtown Orlando. Eastbound, we're at 50 minutes. Westbound, we're at 26 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Your top stories are straight ahead. Getting a final check of traffic this morning. There are some delays I-4 eastbound in the Champions Gate area. This is heading up towards State Road 429. This crash is off onto the right shoulder, so no lanes blocked in this area, but traffic is slowing down in that direction. This stretch of I-4 in downtown Orlando, very quiet this morning, smooth sailing, and a fantastic sunrise to start our Tuesday. Those roads nice and dry, unlike yesterday.